I would request Dr. Manish Balwani to welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Bhushan Gawai, Justice Supreme Court of India, with a floral bouquet. I request Dr. Jigar Shrimali to kindly welcome Honorable Mrs. Justice Sunita Agarwal, Chief Justice of High Court of Gujarat, with a floral bouquet. I would request Dr. Manish Balwani to welcome Dr. Anish Srivastava, President, Indian Society of Organ Transplant, with a floral bouquet.
Let us begin this ceremony by seeking the blessings of Ma Saraswati. I request all the dignitaries seated on the dais to kindly join and light the traditional samai and seek blessings of Goddess Saraswati. Thank you all. I now invite Dr. Sunil Vashankar, renowned cardiologist from Nagpur, to introduce the chief guest of today's function, Honorable Mr. Justice Bhushan Gawai, Justice Supreme Court of India, to our gathering.
Good evening all. Respected honorable dignitaries on the dais, my seniors, my teachers, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce basically my mentor and mentor for many, many people, Justice Bhushan Gawai, Senior Judge, Supreme Court of India. Born in a family with a political background and high human and social values, he is eldest son of ex-governor of Kerala, late R.S. Gawai and Mrs. Kamala Gawai. He graduated in law, and people were thinking whether we would see another stalwart in politics, but destiny had something else to offer. He joined bar in 1985, and as is said that great achievements requires great sacrifices. He thereafter practiced in Bombay High Court from 1987 to 1990, in Nagpur High Court from 1990 and 1992. He was standing counsel for many corporations. Thereafter, he became a government leader, assistant government leader and government leader. And then the day arrived when he became High Court Justice in Bombay. And he served as High Court Justice in Bombay from 2003 to 2019. Thereafter, in 2019, he was elevated to Supreme Court of India, and till date he is serving. There are innumerable judgments which are landmark as far as Gawai sir is concerned, but certain which needs to be acknowledged and which most of people know is right to establishment of educational institute is a fundamental right. Then when we talk about medical field and Bhushan Gawai sir, he had been in Nagpur High Court for a long time, and 3 to 4 colleges which I know and which I am also alumni of, like Government Medical College, IGMC, Gondia Medical College, Chandrapur. The infrastructure and bringing up this college greatly goes to Justice Bhushan Gawai. He is basically a judge of a common man because he understands the basic difficulties which a common individual faces. Leave apart medical fraternity, he has been associated with many doctors, practically in Nagpur and in Maharashtra and even in India, I know. He has been acquainted with many, many people. A dynamic personality, a prolific orator, great administrative capabilities, great quality of taking of everyone, and is extremely popular amongst. Coming to organ donation, he has been instrumental when I conducted few organ donation exercises in Nagpur. He was instrumental in coming forward and educating society. Successful people are not gifted, ladies and gentlemen. They just work hard and then succeed on the purpose. So with this, I present to you the future Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Bhushan Gawai, a prolific orator and administrator, a simple down-to-earth human being, a role model for many of us, a fearless stickler for the rule of law, and a crusader of justice in India. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Washington. Now I request Dr. Vivek Kute, Organizing Chairman of the Annual Conference of the ISOT 2024 Ahmedabad, to address the August gathering with a welcome note.
Respected Honorable Sri Bhupendra Bhai Patel, Chief Minister of Gujarat and Chief Patron of this ISOT opening ceremony. Respected Honorable Mr. Justice Bhushan Gawai, Justice Supreme Court of India and Chief Guest of this event. Respected Honorable Mrs. Justice Sunita Agarwal, Chief Justice High Court of Gujarat, Guest of honor of this event, distinguished guest Dr. Anil Kumar, Dr. Pranjal Modi, Dr. Chirag Trivedi, all the delegates, faculty and attending. Welcome to the 34th Annual Conference of Indian Society of Organ Transplantation, ISOT 2024 in Ahmedabad, a UNESCO World Heritage City. I am Dr. Vivek Kute, Chairman of Organizing Committee, and I am honored to host this prestigious event, bringing together pioneers and experts in organ transplantation. Over the next few days, we will share cutting-edge research, innovative ideas, and best practices to advance patient care. Our vision is to overcome gender disparity in organ transplantation and increase access to affordable transplantation through One Nation, One Swab Transplant program and increase transplant activity in the government hospitals, promoting disease donation with government support. With guidance from all distinguished guests present on the dais and all transplant professionals, we aim to make significant stride in addressing critical issue and propel India to become world leader in transplantation from its current position as a third. Thank you for your presence at the conference. We look forward to a fruitful and insightful discussion. Welcome to opening ceremony of ISOT 2024.
Thank you, Dr. Kute. I now request Dr. Anish Srivastav, President, Indian Society of Organ Transplant, to deliver his welcome note to today's gathering.
Good evening, everyone. Honorable Chief Minister Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel ji, Honorable Justice Bhushan Gawai sir, Justice Supreme Court of India, our Chief Guest, Mrs. Sunita Agarwal, Chief Justice, Gujarat High Court, our guest of honor, Dr. Anil Kumar, Tutor Director, international faculty who have traveled from abroad, taking all the pains to make this event great and successful. Dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen, gives me great pleasure as a president of the society to welcome you all to this occasion. We all know, and as Vivek has already highlighted, that the main motto of these societies is to spread knowledge, awareness, better awareness, education not only to our colleagues but to the patients. But ISOT, this society has an additional responsibility. What is that? We have many patients waiting to get an organ transplant done. We do only 10% out of the waiting population. And how to take care of this gap? So one of the ways is the deceased organ donation, promoting the cause. And I am extremely happy today to mention that we have the Honorable Justices from the Gujarat High Court who are going to pledge for the organ donation. This event is going to be a great, not only national and international news, which is going to spread awareness, encourage organ donation amongst the general public and everyone. So I thank all of them from my bottom of heart for taking this cause, and thank you all for this. Please enjoy the next 2 subsequent days of the conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. On this auspicious occasion, we mark the release of the book, Renal Pathology Express, authored by Dr. Radhika Krishna Patil, Vice President, Basic Science, ISOT. The book is a comprehensive resource for the practicing nephrologist having clinical case and renal pathology images designed to decipher the complex renal pathological entities. May I request our Chief Patron, Honorable Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel, Chief Minister of State of Gujarat, to kindly unveil the book. Thank you, sir. Technology and software has enhanced our lives in phenomenal proportions. Today's inauguration ceremony is a historic moment and a turning point in the organ sharing endeavor of India's transplant community, as we mark the release of ISOT swap software for the pair organ donation. It would offer a new lease of life for patients awaiting kidney and liver transplant due to incompatible pairs. The software is a revolutionary platform to assess the huge HLA and blood group compatibility data for donor and recipient pairs who wish to get enrolled for pair organ donation. May I request our chief guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Bhushan Gavai, Justice Supreme Court of India, to officially inaugurate the Indian Society of Organ Transplants SWAP software to our audience today.
In our country, where thousands are in need of kidney and liver transplants, finding compatible donors, especially for sensitized patients, can be challenging. Swap transplants offer hope by connecting incompatible pairs, giving patients a new chance at life. However, swap transplants in India face formidable obstacles. The absence of a unified nationwide network for swap transplantation, as seen in other countries, combined with inadequate information sharing among consultants, slow and error-prone manual matching processes, and complex logistics, frequently impede these life-saving procedures.
To address these issues, ISOT SWAP was created
with the support of the Indian Society of Organ Transplantation and under the guidance of esteemed experts in nephrology, immunology, and liver transplantation, leaders who came together from across India and beyond for this altruistic mission. The project is spearheaded by Dr. Sakthi, a young nephrologist.
ISOT SWAP is a fully online, double encrypted and secure software platform that provides automated, real-time virtual matching, generating swap pairs and chains using advanced algorithms to find the best donor-recipient matches.
Join us in changing lives and embracing the future of swap transplants in India with ISOT SWAP.
ISOT 2024 would like to felicitate the national and international luminaries for their contribution in the field of organ transplant. I would request them to please accept the recognition by hands of our Chief Patron, Honorable Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel, Chief Minister of State of Gujarat. Dr. Anish Srivastav, President, ISOT. Dr. Arpita Ray Chaudhary, President-elect ISOT. Dr. Georgie Abraham, past President, ISOT. Dr. Anil Kumar, Director, Noto. Dr. Vivek Kute, Organizing Chairman, ISOT 2024, Ahmedabad. Now I would request our chief guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Bhushan Gawai, Justice Supreme Court of India, to felicitate the faculties. Dr. Manish Balwani, Honorable Secretary ISOT. Dr. Elmi Muller, President, the Transplantation Society. Dr. Stephen G. Tullius, Editor-in-Chief of Transplantation and Transplantation Direct Journal. Thank you, sir. May I request our guest of honor, Honorable Mrs. Sunita Agarwal, Chief Justice of High Court of Gujarat, to felicitate the faculties. Dr. Chirag Doshi, Director UN Mehta Institute of Cardiology and Research Center, Ahmedabad. Dr. Pranjal Modi, Vice Chancellor, Gujarat University of Transplantation Services and Director, IKDRC, Ahmedabad. Dr. Jigar Shrimali, Organizing Secretary, ISOT 2024, Ahmedabad. Shri Dilip Dada Deshmukh, liver transplant recipient and founder, Andan Charitable Trust. Thank you, ma'am.
The annual conference of ISOT 2024 is marked by landmark orations in the field of organ transplantation. May I request our chief guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Bhushan Gawai, Justice Supreme Court of India, to present orations to the awardees for the year 2024. Dr. H.L. Trivedi oration, Dr. Doris Seged. Dr. Vidya Acharya oration, Dr. Vivek Kute. Dr. RVS Yadav oration, Dr. Jamal Rizvi. Dr. K. N. Uduppa, Memorial Lecture, Dr. Saurabh Sharma. ISOT Tankers Young Investigator Awardee 2024, Dr. S. Sakti Selvakumar. The Fellowship of Indian Society of Organ Transplant is awarded for significant contributions to the field of organ transplantation. May I now request Dr. Anish Srivastav, Honorable President of the ISOT, to present the Fellowship of Indian Society of Organ Transplant to the awardees. To join on stage in alphabetical order, Dr. Amol Bhavani. Dr. Amresh Krishna. Dr. Ashish Nandwani. Dr. Balkrishna Upadhyay. Dr. Dilip Kumar Pahadi. Dr. Hemant Kumar. Dr. Himanshu Patel. Dr. Manish Jain. Dr. Mohan Patel. Dr. Shiv Narayan Acharya. Dr. Umesh Oja. Thank you, sir. May I now request our guest of honor, Honorable Mrs. Justice Sunita Agrawal, Chief Justice of High Court of Gujarat, to address our August gathering.
Good evening to Honorable Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel, Chief Minister, State of Gujarat, Honorable Mr. Justice Bhushan R. Gavai, Judge Supreme Court of India, Shri Manish R. Balwani, Secretary, Indian Society of Organ Transplant, ISOT, Dr. Vivek B. Kute, Organizing Chairman, Indian Society of Organ Transplant, ISOT, Dr. Jigar Shrimali, Organizing Secretary, Indian Society of Organ Transplantation, Dr. Anish Srivastava, President, ISOT, my brother and sister judges of Gujarat High Court, Indian Society of Organ Transplantation awardees, Council, Organizing Committee, Support Team, international guests and media persons. When Dr. Vivek B. Kote met me to extend the invitation, I had no idea what would be my role and contribution to this conference. During the interaction, I was surprised to know that gender disparity also exists in organ donation. The insights I gained are eye-opening, highlighting several key factors. For instance, women are more likely to donate organs than men, yet they receive fewer transplants in return. Cultural norms, economic factors, and lesser access to healthcare contribute to this imbalance. These revelations made me realize how deeply ingrained gender disparity are even in critical areas like healthcare and organ donation. Some of Dr. Vivek Kute's inputs I would like to share with all of you. Gender-based inequality in organ transplantation is a recognized global issue that spans all continents, including America and Europe, but poses a particularly significant challenge in Asian countries. An analysis conducted by the European Committee on Organ Transplantation of the Council of Europe revealed that among kidney transplantations performed in 64 countries, most deceased donors were men, whereas a majority of living donors were women. The study also found that about 2/3 of the organ transplant recipients, especially for liver and kidney transplants, were men. Additionally, the United Network for Organ Sharing Registry reported in 2022 that out of 5,864 living donor kidney transplants, 63.7 were from female donors, while female recipients accounted for only 36.2% of all recipients. Studies indicates that females are more likely to donate their organs than males. In many Asian countries, approximately 60% of kidney donors are women, with 64 to 90% of these being wives. Female recipients account for 18 to 40% of transplant in most countries, except in Myanmar, where they make up 52% of recipients. To address the gender disparity in transplantation, particularly in Asian countries, the Asian Organ Transplantation Registry was established in 2022. Its purpose is to collect data and propose potential solutions across the Asia-Pacific region. The data analysis indicated that women are more likely to donate kidneys than men in all countries except Philippines. While the proportion of female recipients both for living donor kidney transplant and deceased donor kidney transplants remain below 50% across the nations. This gender disparity is evident throughout the entire transplantation process for both living and deceased kidney donors. Living kidney donors are predominantly female, while many more men receive transplants. At the Institute of Kidney Disease and Research Center, Institute of Transplantation Sciences in Ahmedabad, 33.7% of 4,787 living donor kidney transplants over the past 2 decades were mothers, and 20.1% were wives. Among 831 deceased donor kidney transplants during the same period, only 32% of recipients were female. Interestingly, in kidney pair donations, the majority of recipients were female, pointing towards underlying socio-economic causes for gender disparity rather than biological ones. Several factors contribute to the gender disparity in transplantation. Traditionally, men are primarily the bread earners in their families, which complicates their ability to donate organs due to the concerns about loss of income and potential for poor recovery or long-term complications. In contrast, women may feel compelled to donate to male relatives for financial and social security, as they often rely on men for stability. Additionally, pregnancy can create challenges in finding compatible matches for female donors. Furthermore, women are generally perceived to have more altruistic disposition, making them more willing to donate to family members in need. The allocation of kidneys from deceased donor is a complex process that relies on point allocation system to prioritize individuals on the organ wait list. This process is governed by the Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Act, which oversees organ and tissue procurement and transplantation in India. The NATO, National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, serves as the apex body under the Directorate General of Health Services, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, coordinating the procurement and distribution of organs nationwide. Before 2020, the only criteria for deceased donor kidney transplant allocation was the duration spent on the transplant wait list. To enhance and regulate transplantation in Gujarat, SOTO, the State Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, was established in January 2020 for implementing a point-based organ allocation system. The system includes 13 criteria such as HLA, mismatches, serological panel, reactive antibody, donor-specific antibody, age, duration of dialysis, and waitlist duration, amongst others. I am happy to note that female recipients also receive an additional 2 points in this system. A retrospective observational study was conducted at the Institute of Kidney Disease and Research Center, Ahmedabad, collecting data for medical records between January 2015 and December 2023. The study analyzed the number of female and male kidney transplant recipients and assessed the impact of the deceased donor kidney transplant allocation policy changes in January 2020 on gender disparity. During the study period, a total of 3,378 kidney transplants were performed, with 2,424 being the living donor kidney transplants and 951 deceased donor kidney transplants. Among 393 kidney pair transplant donation conducted, 79.64% of recipients were male. The percentage of female living donor kidney transplant recipients remained disproportionately low compared to male recipients throughout the study period. However, there was a significant increase in female deceased donor kidney transplant recipients, nearly doubling from 27.57 in 2019 to 54.19 in 2023. For the first time, the rate of female deceased donor kidney transplant recipients surpassed that of male deceased donor kidney transplant recipients. However, As the deceased donor kidney transplant allocation system involves multiple factors, the rise in the percentage of female deceased donor kidney transplant recipients cannot be attributed to a single cause. It is crucial to view this increase as a temporary solution rather than a definitive resolution to gender disparity in kidney transplantation. Concerns have been raised that this allocation policy for deceased donor kidney transplant would discourage living donor kidney transplant for women. Families may choose to pursue deceased donor kidney transplants in the hope of a quicker organ allocation for female recipients, even when healthy potential donors are available. While the introduction of this deceased donor kidney transplant allocation policy represents a small step towards achieving gender equality in kidney transplantation, it is vital not to lose sight of the long-term objectives. Steps must be taken to ensure equitable access for women at every stage, from diagnosis to treatment. Intensive and timely counseling regarding transplantation should be provided not only to patients but also to key decision makers in their families, typically fathers, husbands, or sons. These policies aim at the social empowerment of women, focusing on education, improving maternal and child health care, and financial independence, raising awareness and fostering education at the grassroots level is essential for changing public attitudes towards organ donation. Addressing misinformation about complications faced by donors and the unethical use of donated organs is crucial for building a community based on trust and altruism, which will ultimately increase the donor pool and mitigate organ shortage in India. Achieving these goals will require collaboration among community social workers, non-government organizations, healthcare professionals, and policy makers at all the state and national levels. This collaborative effort should focus on promoting the registration of female patients on transplant wait list and encouraging equal organ donation from all genders. In the end, I would extend my profound gratitude to Dr. Vivek Ipute for sharing his valuable insights, which have been significantly contributed to the details that I have presented today before you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. May I now request our Chief Patron, Honorable Chief Minister of State of Gujarat, Sri Bhupendra Bhai Patel, to address the meeting with his kind words. Honorable Sri Bhupendra Bhai Patel, sir.
इंडियन सोसायटी ऑफ ऑर्गन ट्रांसप्लांट 34મી વાર્ષિક કોન્ફરન્સના ઉદ્ઘાટન સમારંભમાં આપણી સૌની સાથે મંચ ઉપર ઉપસ્થિત સુપ્રીમ કોર્ટના જજ શ્રી જસ્ટિસ ભૂષણ ગવઈજી, નામદાર હાઈકોર્ટના ચીફ જસ્ટિસ શ્રીમતી સુનીતાજી અગ્રવાલ, આઈએસઓટીના ચેરમેન ડોક્ટર વિવેક કુટે, આઈએસઓટીના प्रेसिडेंट डॉक्टर अवनीश श्रीवास्तव, सचिव श्री मनीष बलवानी, संगठन सचिव डॉक्टर जिगर श्रीमाड़ी, नामदार हाईकोर्टना सन्मान्य न्यायाधीशों, आमंत्रित महानुभावों, डॉक्टर मित्रों, प्रेस मीडिया मित्रों, आप सौने मारा नमस्कार। गुजरात में छे तो लागू જોઈએ ને? પણ આપણે હંમેશા વડાપ્રધાનશ્રીનો પણ આપણી સંસ્કૃતિ છે વસુદેવ કુટુંબકમ. આપણે દરેક જણના આપણા કુટુંબના સભ્ય તરીકે જોતા હોઈએ એ આપણી સંસ્કૃતિ છે. અને વર્ષોથી આપણા ધાર્મિકતામાં પણ ક્યાંક ને ક્યાંક એવી વાત આવે છે કે પોતાનું શરીર, પોતાની જાત ત્યજી દઈને પણ બીજા માટે ઉપયોગી થવું. તો આ તો એક આખો પ્રોફેશન જેને કહેવાય ડોક્ટર, અને ડોક્ટર માટેની વાત કરતા પહેલા જેને આ ડોનેટ કરવું છે એ ફેમિલી અથવા તો જેનું ડોનેટ લઈ રહ્યા છે એ વ્યક્તિ, એ સમય જ્યારે વાત કરવાની જે સમય છે એ સમય એવો છે કે જેમાં વાત કરવા જવા માટે પણ આપણે માનસિકતા બનાવવી પડે. કારણ કે દરેક જણને ક્યાંક ને ક્યાંક સ્વજન ગુમાવવાનું, અને ગુમાવ્યા કરતા સામે નજર સામે હોય ત્યાં સુધી તમે જુઓ કે તો આપણી એક હ્યુમન છે કે જ્યાં સુધી નજર સામે છેલ્લો શ્વાસ ચાલતો હોય ત્યાં સુધી તમે તમારી તાકાત એમની એમ હોય, પણ જ્યારે શ્વાસ પડી જાય પછી તમે ઢીલા થઈ જતા. તો આ તો તમારે શ્વાસ છે એમ કહેવાય ને કે ડોક્ટરને ખ્યાલ હવે આમાં તો શ્વાસ ખરો કે નહીં. તમારે બ્રેઇન ડેડ ની પોઝિશન એટલે શું કહી શકાય ડોક્ટર? હા, એટલે હું થોડું મને ખ્યાલ છે, અમને એવું લાગે છે. પણ એ સમયે આ સામેના માણસની તૈયારી, ફેમિલીની તૈયારી થવી, અને એ તૈયારી માટે જ્યારે પણ મને કહેવામાં આવ્યું છે કે ઓર્ગન ટ્રાન્સપ્લાન્ટેશન માટેની કોઈ પણ મીટિંગ હોય તો મારી તૈયારી હોય કે હું ત્યાં જઉં અને ત્યાં આગળ આપણે બે વાત કરીએ, બે વસ્તુ જાણીશું. તો જાણતા આમાં ભગવાન અને ભગવાનની આપણે જીવ, આપણે કેમ જીવ નથી લઈ શકતા કોઈનો? તો કે ભાઈ આપણે કોઈને જીવ આપી શકતા નથી તો આપણે જીવ કેવી રીતે લેવાય? તો આની અંદર ડોક્ટર જે કામ કરી રહ્યા છે, ટ્રાન્સપ્લાન્ટેશન જ્યારે થતું હોય ત્યારે એક જણને નવો જીવ આપતા હોય એટલે ભગવાનના સમકક્ષ ડોક્ટરની ભૂમિકા ભજવવાની હોય. હવે એ સમયે એ સામેનું ફેમિલી અને ડોક્ટર બંનેની ભૂમિકા ખૂબ આપણા માટે જેને કહી શકાય કે ધૈર્યવાળી હોવી જોઈએ. બાકી તો સરકાર અને સરકાર તરીકેની કામગીરીમાં અમારી પાસે ક્યાંક ને ક્યાંક નાના મોટા મુદ્દા આવ્યા હશે તો અમે એની અંદર પૂરી તાકાતથી એને સોલ્યુશન કરવા માટેની તૈયારી બતાવી છે. આપણે દાનની વાત કરતા હતા તો દાનમાં પણ કેટલા પ્રકારના દાન છે આપણે ત્યાં. અન્નદાન, ભૂદાન, કન્યાદાન, વિદ્યાદાન, બધા દાન કરતા પણ ઊંચું દાન એટલે સામેવાળાને જિંદગી આપવી. અને એ દાન વખતે હજુ નાની મોટી પરિસ્થિતિ જે છે આપણા ત્યાં આગળ સમજણની અભાવ ક્યાંક ને ક્યાંક હોય અને એના કારણે હજુ કોઈ ફેમિલી તૈયાર ના થતી, તો એના માટે શું કરી શકાય? કારણ કે ધાર્મિક રીતે કદાચ સમજાઈ શકાય, આધ્યાત્મિક રીતે કંઈક સમજાઈ શકાય કે એને સહેજ પણ દુઃખ ના થાય અને એ હા પાડે, એના કાઉન્સિલિંગ માટેની વ્યવસ્થા ખૂબ સારી થાય તો મને ખ્યાલ લાગે છે ત્યાં સુધી આપણે એની અંદર વધુ ને વધુ સારું કામ કરી શકીએ. કારણ કે અહીંયાથી ઘણા બધા ડોક્ટરો એની અંદર કામ કરી રહ્યા છે અને સેવા ભાવથી કામ કરતા હોય તો આની અંદર વધુ કેટલા જણ હા પાડે, કેટલા જણ ના પાડે એનો રેશિયો આપણે વધુ કરવા માંગીએ છીએ કે ભાઈ જેટલા બને એટલા હા પાડે. કારણ કે ફેમિલીને જ્યારે આ પરિસ્થિતિમાંથી તો એના માટે શું કરી શકાય? એક દરેક જણ સમજાવવાની પદ્ધતિ શું હોઈ શકે કે જેમાં 2-3 વસ્તુ તો એવી આવવી જ જોઈએ કે સામેના માણસના મગજનું સમાધાન થાય અને હા પાડે. તો એ એક કોમન જો નીકળી શકે એવું હોય તો એ મારા ખ્યાલથી કાઢવું જોઈએ. આધ્યાત્મિક રીતે કોઈ તૈયાર થતું હોય, કોઈ ધર્મગુરુ તૈયાર થતા હોય તો એવા નામો આપણી પાસે લિસ્ટ આઉટ કરી રાખવા જોઈએ કે કોઈ પણ એરિયામાં ત્યાં જવાનું હોય તો એ લોકો ત્યાં જઈને કાઉન્સિલિંગ કરી શકે તાત્કાલિક. અને આ વસ્તુ આપણને ટાઈમસર મળે તો પાછું કામનું છે, ટાઈમ ચૂકી જઈએ તો પણ પછી નકામું છે. મેં હમણાં એક સરસ આ સોશિયલ મીડિયા ચાલે છે એની ઉપર એક અંદરના અંગનું તો દાન ખરું જ, પણ હમણાં એક જણે હાથનું દાન આપ્યું અને એ હું જોતો હતો હાથનું, તો એ પણ ખૂબ સારું. એક છોકરી બી બહુ નાની ઉંમરની હતી જેને દાન મળ્યું એ બહુ ઉત્સાહિત થઈ હતી કે મારું ખરેખર ખૂબ સારું. કે હજુ આ કદાચ હાથ ને બધાનું તો શરૂ થયું છે હવે 12મું અંગ આપવાનું, તો એ પણ એક સારી વસ્તુ છે અને એમાં પણ કામ થઈ શકે. અને આપણે બધા જો સાથે મળીને કામ કરીશું તો આની અંદર ખૂબ કામ થયું છે. લોકોના ઘણી વખત શું છે કે બે રીતે હેરાનગતિ, કે સામેનું અંગ જે ખરાબ થઈ ગયું છે તો એમાં મરી તો નથી જવાતું, પણ પૈસાની દ્રષ્ટિએ એક તો એને મુશ્કેલી નડ્યા કરે, અને શારીરિક કોઈ કામ કરવું હોય તો એ ધ્યાન રાખીને કામ ન કરી શકે. આ બંને પરિસ્થિતિમાંથી એ બહાર આવી જાય તો એના ફેમિલીમાં એની કેટલી અગત્યતા છે એ આપણને ખબર છે. તો એ પણ જો એના ફેમિલીમાં જો આ થઈ જાય, એનું ટ્રાન્સપ્લાન્ટેશન થઈ જાય, કોઈ પણ અંગનું એને જે જરૂર છે એ મળી જાય તો ખૂબ સારો એક માનવ અભિગમ જે છે આપણો, આપણી જે સંસ્કૃતિ છે, આપણી વિરાસત છે, એ વિરાસતને ટકાઈ રાખીને આગળ વધવા માંગીએ છીએ આપણે. ડૉક્ટર મિત્રો અહીંયા આપણે ત્યાં ગુજરાતમાં તો માન્ય નરેન્દ્રભાઈ 2005માં કેડેવર ટ્રાન્સપ્લાન્ટ પ્રોગ્રામ શરૂ કરાયો 2005માં, અને 2015માં આપણે યુનિવર્સિટીની સ્થાપના કરી છે. એટલે ગુજરાતમાં એની અંદર આપણે ખૂબ સારી રીતે આગળ વધી રહ્યા છે. હજુ પણ ડૉક્ટર મિત્રોને મારી અપીલ છે કે ભાઈ અમારું ક્યાંય સરકાર તરીકે અમારું ક્યાંય પણ ધ્યાન દોરવાનું હોય કે હજુ વધારે કંઈક સરકાર તરફથી ક્યાંય મદદ જોઈતી હોય કોઈ પણ પ્રકારની તો અમે તૈયાર છીએ. બાકી ખૂબ સારી રીતે ટ્રાન્સપ્લાન્ટેશનનું કામ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન તરફથી કરવામાં આવી રહ્યું છે. અને આજે સોફ્ટવેરનું પણ એક લોન્ચિંગ થયું છે તો એનાથી પણ આપણને મદદરૂપ થશે અને આપણે વધુ સારું કામ કરી શકીશું. આપણે સાથે મળીને આ કામ કરીએ, એક થઈને કામ કરીએ, એ જ અભ્યર્થના. ભારત માતા કી જય. વંદે માતરમ. જય જય.